So I'm going to be doing some videos for my friends on the ankle board on Facebook that are dealing with their ankle injuries. Some of you have never had any kind of physical therapy. You were sent away by your doctor without any kind of instructions, how to use your crutches, what to expect. So I'm going to help you a little bit because I learned a lot in physical therapy, which I want to give mad props to Premier Orthopedics at Skyline Medical Center in Nashville. They have been very awesome to me. Physical therapy, I thought that I was going to get a physical therapist that was just going to be like, here, do this, and be rude. But he was super friendly. He was very knowledgeable. He would tell me to do something, and even if I kind of gave him the look, he would say, you'll be fine, you can do it. And I did. And that's why I was able to advance as quickly as I did, and why I'm able to walk so well today, because I listened to what he said. Because basically you get out of physical therapy what you put into it. There was one patient there who was doing like shoulder exercises, and she was told to do this one thing, and she's like, well, I know I can't do that. And she was told something else. I know I can't do that. And I was thinking, wow, you're never going to get anywhere if you don't try. So whenever Eric gave me something, no matter how much it hurt, no matter how much I thought it was going to suck, I still did it. And that's why my range of motion is so good. Eric and his staff were excellent there. Jada, the receptionist, I mean, she was always friendly, super friendly. A lot of medical receptionists, they're always just like, hello, you get your copay and that's it. She was always, hi, how you doing? You know, she was interested in how you were doing. She remembered that I preferred afternoon appointments because I didn't like getting up early, and she would always try to schedule me for the afternoon. Eric, he was just awesome. I mean, he made me feel really comfortable. I didn't feel like awkward and like, oh, what if I do something wrong? He would always answer my questions. If I'd say, why is this like this? He would explain, sometimes draw drawings, and explain to me exactly what was going on. So I never had any questions. Rebecca's the other therapist. She dealt with me one day when Eric was out sick, and she jumped right in there and had me do exercises, said, hey, have you do this? Here, try this. So they were all just great, and I wouldn't be as far as I am if I hadn't been doing the physical therapy all along. So it was well worth the money. They're super friendly. I highly recommend them. So on crutches, the big thing people do wrong, and this is what I was doing in the beginning, was that they walk like this. You know, your underarms are going to hurt, your posture is going to be horrible, and it's just not going to work well. So what you want to do, and this is what Eric told me, take your 3 fingers, put them here. The crutches should be on your 3rd finger. You shouldn't have them, they shouldn't touch your underarms. You don't need to spend the money on the cushions and all that other crap, because you don't need it. All your weight should be on your wrists, and trust me, I did this a lot to try to shake out how sore it was. All your weight should be there in your arms. Your upper arms are going to get some strength, and then you just use them like that. You never should be using like this. The only time I walked like this is if I was standing to rest for a second. You always want to stand up straight too, it helps your posture. And I know that from walking like that for so long, my posture is actually better too. You know, so you just want to take your step, put your forward like that, or like that. Now, it's a little more tricky if you're only using one leg. I was on a walker at the time, so I never had that, so I actually was putting weight on it. That's basically what you do, is just put these crutches first, like that, like that. Stand up straight. And I know how many times I heard Eric say, before I was even walking on crutches, I heard him tell people, now, I know it's hard, I want you to, stand up straight. And when he was telling me how to use crutches, he's like, stand up straight. And, he said, if you have sores under your arms, I'll know you're doing it wrong. So I did exactly what he said. I stood up straight when I was walking with him. I put all the weight on this. I don't have any sore underarms. My wrists are actually okay now since I'm not using crutches. But definitely it will be a lot more stable. Because if you try walking around like this all the time, your back's going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot. Your underarms are going to hurt. And it's just not going to be a good experience. So you just want to make sure, if you have to shake your wrists out, do that. My upper arms are so much stronger now because of having to put all my weight on it. And like I said, if I'm stopping to talk to somebody or I'm resting in line or something, I would rest like that. But then I would be back up like this, walking. And so that's just what you want to do when you do crutches. So yeah, don't spend money on the cushions and all that junk on this because you're just wasting money. You shouldn't have to use that. That's all I got to say about crutches. Thanks. Okay, so some of you are having trouble with your walker. When I was using it, I was actually on one foot hopping around, and it was not fun. My right leg and my hip would be really sore. So if you have to be using walkers in that situation, you want to stop and rest a little bit. So one of my big fears when I got this walker, I was not given any kind of instruction, which is here's the walker go. There's wheels on the front of it, and I was terrified that the wheels would start rolling and I would get propelled forward and fall. That was like my big fear, especially on the sidewalk and things like that. But I realized that really wasn't the case. They're actually helping kind of roll along. And sometimes I would actually roll them along as I was walking. I was afraid that it wouldn't be able to hold me up, that I was too heavy for it, but Eric actually showed me. He actually used all of his weight and balanced himself up. So they can hold a lot more than you think they would. And I see little old ladies in the store now walking with them. I was like, I don't know how they do it. I was always afraid. I'm like, I'm going to fall and break my neck, you know, but it was not the case. These are very sturdy. I think they hold up to like 300 pounds, so not a problem. So really isn't anything special. Just when you walk with it, put it ahead of you, take your step, that. So it's just getting used to it. And I know it's a little scarier going up steps and sidewalks, because Travis can tell you that every time I had to go up a little step or a sidewalk at a restaurant or something, I was always terrified. I'm going to fall, and I would sit up there, and then it would take me a minute to get my courage up. But once you practice it with it a little bit, getting used to it, and realize that it is sturdy and that it's not going to fall, and the wheels aren't going to roll out from under you, you should be okay. Just hang on to it, and yeah, your arms are going to get sore, but you also want to stand up straight with it. Don't walk like this, because your back will start hurting. That's really all I have about walker. If you have any other questions, let me know. Okay, so I've mentioned several times on the group that Eric told me not to limp. Some of you were like, what are you talking about? You know? Well, I always heard Eric saying to people, I know it's difficult, but I want you to really try hard not to limp. And I was like, what is he talking about? But I figured out that there's certain things I was doing that was making me limp, and now that I'm actually paying more attention to why I'm limping, I understand what I was doing wrong. Like when you first start walking, when you walk, you know, your foot has to bend. And that's why you need to have good range of motion, so your foot bends, and your knee kind of bends too. Well, one thing I was doing in the beginning was I was not bending my foot and I was not bending my knee. I was taking a step, and then I'd swing the leg forward. Why was I doing that? Because when I was on crutches, I was in the boot. My foot didn't bend, so I would just swing my leg forward to go with crutches. So that's what I was continuing to do when I was walking. Because I know one time I went in for therapy, Eric was like, why am I not seeing your knee bend when you walk? I didn't know what he was talking about. I didn't ask him, he didn't push it, so I was like, okay, whatever. A few days later, I realized that I might have been bending my foot, but I wasn't bending my leg. So I was walking like that. You know, limping doesn't help any of your situation. It makes your back hurt, doesn't help your ankle. So I started focusing on that better. You know, so, and I noticed that I was shuffling a lot, because I wasn't picking up my foot. So I was walking along, shuffling, you know, I wasn't really trying to walk. So I had to start being more conscious of actually taking real steps. You know, when you've been off your feet for so many months, not actually walking, it's hard to get back in that groove. Because I remember when I had surgery on my foot for plantar fasciitis in 2002, I remember thinking, I don't even remember how to walk. And I had to retrain my foot how to walk. Because when you've had this kind of injury, you're used to your foot not moving or anything. So you have to kind of get used to the motions of your foot and how to walk. So that's a couple things. You just got to start paying attention when you're walking. If you realize you're limping, what are you doing? Why are you limping? Are you just doing like that? You know, it's not going to help your back. It's not going to help your foot here. You know, so if you're still working on your range of motion, yeah, you're going to limp a little bit because your foot isn't completely bent. So that's why you want to constantly do the foot exercises. I'm guilty of not always doing my ABCs with my foot because it was awkward and I would lose track and be like, oh crap, where was I? I'd start by going, it was stupid, I didn't like it. So just make sure you're always doing your exercises. If you're laying in bed watching TV, do the ankle pumps. Move your foot left and right, up and down. It's not easy. You're not always going to be able to do it completely up and down, but stick with it because it'll definitely be worth it, because that day that he said he did my measurements and my range of motion was back to perfect, it was like wonderful. You know, do those exercises. There's one where you put your up there and you grab your foot and kind of move it back around. Do like that. Kind of had a hard time with that one because my scar would hurt when I put my leg up like that, so I didn't do that one as much. Do that one. There's ones where you're sitting down and you're basically doing your ankle lifts. Do that one a lot. And when you're able to stand on your feet, get up and do ankle lifts, heel lifts. It's not the most comfortable thing in the beginning. It's still a little awkward for me with that foot, but it definitely helps. You know, another thing you can do is, he always had me do lunges and runner stretch, you know, things like this. If you need to stand up against a wall, you can do that. You just want to get that stretched, do that a lot. Do this one a lot. Lunges, you know, do your squats. Squats are so hard for me. When you do your squats, you want to make sure that your heels touch the floor. My heels don't always still touch the floor. I'm kind of doing it right now, but my heel is not completely wanting to go to the floor. It's kind of hurting, but I'm doing it. So you want to do all those kind of exercises. You know, if you have your TheraBands, you know, do those exercises. And I know it's not easy. I know it hurts. If you're just now starting to do these exercises, it's really going to suck. Ankle's going to be stiff. It's going to hurt. You're going to want to scream. But you got to keep it up because I always did those things. My range of motion is good, and I'm back out walking. I'm up to about half a mile now, which for me is just completely wonderful. So if you have the tools, if you get them online, if any of your friends have shown you from the group, whatever, do the stretches. I promise you it will help. It may suck, but do it, and I'm telling you, you'll love it. It'll be awesome.